Hey guys, how you all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, is another Call of Duty Modern Warfare video. Today, I just finished the campaign in Modern Warfare on PS4, and today I'm going to be doing my full review. I already did a video a few days ago talking about my first impressions with the first maybe 7 missions or so, and I finished it. I believe there are 14 missions in total. So what I'm going to do is get my full review on that, and then the next time I do a Modern Warfare video that isn't gameplay or whatever, discussion video like this, I'm going to be reviewing the Special Ops or Spec Ops mode. Now, regarding Spec Ops, there are only 2 modes. There are Survival, which is exclusive to PlayStation 4 until October 1st, 2020. So for everyone on Xbox and PC, you cannot play Survival. I haven't played it yet, so again, I'll be giving my reviews on that. And I think there's also Classic Spec Ops, which is something else. So it said after the campaign, continue the story in Spec Ops. I think that might be online only, though I'm not too sure. But anyway, with that out of the way, I do want to first, before actually beginning this, I kind of forgot to say, to Dank Dan, he did say he wants to do a collab with me regarding all my Call of Duty campaigns and how they reviewed them and all that. And that'd be awesome, man. I'd freaking love to do that because, again, I love Call of Duty. I really like the campaigns. Some I like better than others, and we'll get to that with Modern Warfare. But yeah, so that'd be cool, man. And what I would like to do for that is just kind of put, you know, a video like this up and then maybe your video or something like that. I don't know. I'm not too fancy with my editing yet, but we'll have to see how it goes. So anyway, with all of that now out of the way, let's get into the official Modern Warfare campaign review. So, if you saw my first impressions video, I saw that I really, really like this campaign. It is dark, it's gritty, it's got great graphics for sure. Now there are, like I said, there are some cutscenes that are beautifully rendered. I mean, they look like a friggin' movie. It's like Tintin, you know, motion capture, that's what they do, of course, and it looks perfect. It really does. It just, your eyes just explode, for sure. And then, of course, there are some other cutscenes, which are gameplay cutscenes. They don't look as good, but they do look great for, you know, gameplay cutscenes. Of course, like I said, the transition between cutscene to gameplay is seamless. So you'll be in a chopper playing as Alex or Farah or someone, and, you know, you'll zip down one of the cable lines, and you'll get down and you'll, you know, load your gun, and it's all seamless. There's no loading screen. And it looks so freaking good, and it just, you know, it blends that element of, you know, real-life war scenario type thing. Now, so we already covered the graphics, right? I love the graphics. They're amazing. This is by far the best-looking COD game ever, and it might be one of the best-looking video games I've ever played, period. I own a lot of games, and a lot of them are pretty good-looking, but this one looks really friggin' good, I gotta say. As far as voice acting, great across the board. I don't really notice anyone too specific, you know, like super duper famous, like Advanced Warfare and Kevin Spacey, Troy Baker, you know, all that stuff. I do know that there is a new voice actor for Captain John Price, and honestly, I played COD 4, or Modern Warfare 2007, or technically Modern Warfare Remastered, and I have to say, I really like Price's voice in this game a lot better. He gives off sort of like a mentor, really relaxing and soothing voice. But then other times it's like, you know, get your fucking ass done. You know, he's like screaming and all that. So he really does cross the line between being a nice guy and being a hardened general when he has to be. So I think the voice actor did a great job for Price. Of course, they all do a great job as well. Farah, Alex, you know, whatever. They're all great, even the bad guys. Now, regarding the... See, it's kind of hard to talk about this because I don't want to spoil too much of it. But in regards to how the missions go, like how much freedom you get, this is the most freedom you get. You're really let off the leash a lot. You know, most Call of Duty campaigns, it's pretty common sense, right? You're fighting and you're shooting guys or whatever. You're running, you're following someone, whatever, until it's this checkpoint reached, or you walk into a guy, and you know another cutscene plays or triggers something, you know. And that's very much, you know, something that is pretty commonplace in Call of Duty. This game changes a lot of that, though, for sure. You really do have to go, okay, let me follow this guy, let me follow Price, or let me follow, you know, Alex if you're playing as someone else, and let me follow Farah, or Hadir, whoever. And you're following them, and all of a sudden an explosion happens, but then, you know, a cutscene happens, like normal, but then you're let off the leash a lot. There's a lot of things in this, and again, I don't want to get into too many specifics, but, Clean House, I've talked about that in my other review, it is so well made and so good, it's almost freaky, because you're watching it and you're like, well, I can go check that corner, or I can go check that corner, you know. There's a lot of things like that. And then, of course, there are some more, you know, normal, smaller missions where, you know, follow that guy, shoot that person, whatever, and then cutscene triggers. But this one, I don't know, because of the modern setting, it really makes it feel more, I don't know how to word it, more exciting, I would imagine. There are some other moments there's one level called Going Dark, and I played it today. It's one of the last missions where you have, it's kind of like an open world in a way. There's this huge environment, huge mansion. You got to check all these locations to find Hadir and all these guys, right? And you can check three places. Like I think there's a church and a pool and a greenhouse or something like that, or mansion. I think it's a mansion. And you get leash to do that however you want. However, this is cool because we have a lot of different ways to complete a certain objective now, right? We don't just have to follow this guy. This mission gives you a lot of rope. Something that I wish more Call of Duty campaigns would have done in the past, like Advanced Warfare. You know, in Advanced Warfare, when you get the boost jump, you're a badass, and you're like, oh, let me go do stuff. And oh, you can't go that far. You know what I mean? You can't jump there. You can't do this with your exosuit. You can't do whatever. This game really does go, okay, you know, you're going to go over there. You're going to get the briefcase. You're going to cut the power, kill the lights. You know, there's a lot of things like that. You know, I killed the lights, and then I shot out a light with my, you know, suppressed assault rifle, and then walked in there, took out a guy. You know, it's just so much fun. That mission was amazing. However, what I want to get to now are the slight negatives of the campaign. I'm a good gamer, right? I know I play offline, but, you know, I do like to think I'm good at playing video games. I'm not terrible. Now, I had the same problem with Uncharted Drake's Fortune, which is the first Uncharted game. I loved Uncharted 1, but I gave it around, if you check my Twitter, at Franchise Fanatic 2, I gave essentially, I gave the game like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Because that game, you know, the whole part of Uncharted, very briefly I'll touch on this, the whole part of Uncharted is taking behind cover and shooting when it's time, right? Just like any third-person shooter, using cover to your advantage, and then, you know, getting the drop on an enemy when you can. And then the end of Uncharted, you're dealing with a boss, with a guy with a shotgun, and of course the whole game you've been trained to, you know, stay behind cover and shoot when necessary. If you run in guns blazing, you're probably going to die, because enemies will swarm the hell out of you. However, the end battle in Uncharted 1 is a guy with a shotgun, so you're like, oh, I'm not going to freaking rush toward the guy with a shotgun. Turns out that's what you had to do. So it was very poor game design. It wasn't me being bad at the game. It's just the game didn't do a good job of telling you. And I don't want games to handhold you. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that when they don't tell you how to do something, and you think you have free reign, and then you fail multiple times and you get pissed, not only does it just annoy you, but it takes you out of the story. And I have that same issue with Modern Warfare. This is a very slight issue, but it's still something I gotta bring up. And it does dock in a few points. So I'm doing a few missions, right? I'll try not to spoil anything. So you're going down this, you know, door, right? There's a mission where you have to look out for some tripwires, you know. And that's very cool, right? It's another great gameplay mechanic. You gotta be a little bit more mindful. You know, you can't just rush into things. You'll get your head blown off. You can, of course, as Alex, disable them, right? So I rushed into a door to get the wolf. Dead. Okay, that was my fault. You know, I didn't see the damn thing. Second time, I'm like, okay, I'm not just going to rush in. I'm going to hold the square, or X, and, you know, whatever you want, and go in the door and disable it. Well, you can't disable it. Why can't you disable it? So I'm going to try to sneak through. Dead. I died like 6 times in a row to that stupid thing. And why? It was a glitch. I don't know if anyone had this problem, but it didn't load in properly for me to disable it. Around the 6th or 7th time it did, and I'm like, thank God. So I disabled the friggin' thing, I go in, it's all good. But again, it took me out of it, and it got me kind of frustrated, because it wasn't my fault. The thing just didn't load in correctly. Of course, you also get the, there's a scene where you have to disarm a bomb. And Farah is like, okay, on my mark, 3, 2, 1, cut, boom, I'm dead. What? 3, 2, let's try this again, 3, 2, 1, boom, dead. What the heck's going on here, right? I'm sitting there like, I died like 6 effing times to this stupid biatch, Farah. I'm like, we get your stuff right, Farah, what are you doing? You know, she's like, okay, on my mark, 3, 2, 1, and then I hit the right thing and I explode. What's happening? Is it a glitch? Well, it wasn't a glitch. Turns out, she says, 3, 2, 1, now. And you do it when she says, now. But let me ask you this, Infinity Ward. Who in their right mind would wait until after 1 to do something? If you tell me, open the garage, 3, 2, 1, I go at 1. I don't go, 3, 2, 1, now, boop. Maybe I'm just stupid, but that just seems really dumb to me, and very poor game design. It's something very small. But again, I died because stupid game mechanics, and, you know, who in their right mind, like with Uncharted, would rush into a gunfight? Who in their right mind would say, 1, now? It's like, no, you go on 1, you know what I mean? So it was a little bit frustrating for sure. And then, of course, with that big open mission I was talking about, Going Dark, you know, it does give you a lot of leash room, and, you know, it lets you go off on your own, kind of like an open world, and it's really fun. However, when you have this big of an environment, a lot of things can go wrong. So I died because there's this patrol truck, right, with a 50 cal, you know, machine gun, destroys you. I died, right? I'm like, okay, that was my fault. But I got a checkpoint reached, and every time I would respawn, I'm here, and the truck is here. So I'm like, oh, well, let me try to shoot the guy in the truck, dead. Let me run this way, dead. Let me go forward, dead. It was just, okay, so the whole, there's basically a huge mansion in front of me, right? There's a bunch of guards. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't go that way. What am I supposed to do, you know? So the game did kind of mess up that regard. The whole checkpoint thing kind of messed me up. But, you know, there are a few instances where I'm shooting, and, you know, 15 guys come behind me. I'm like, where did you come from? You know what I mean? So the game doesn't really know how to handle certain things, and it just kind of throws, and I've never really seen this with other Call of Duty games before. But, you know, because you are the ADS, the aim down sight is a little slower, you can't run as fast, there's no boost jump or, you know, wall running. So you really are screwed when you get into these situations, and of course when the game thinks you're good and it saves and then you die, chaos ensues. Yeah. So anyway, what I'm saying is, this game is immaculately carved, right? The campaign looks amazing, it's got great voice acting, beautiful, you know, gameplay, it feels smooth as ever to play a Call of Duty game. The action is phenomenal, the story is quite great too. However, the only thing that really brings it down, in my opinion, is how they just did certain things. Another instance, I'm playing as a certain character, trying to stab a certain character, no spoilers, and I'm on, you know, I'm prone, so I'm like on my stomach, you know, crawling, and he's right, like, here's the guy, and here's me crawling. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to kill this guy, I'm going to knife him, it's going to be great, you know, I'm going to get the bad guy, save the day. And I stand up and crouch, he shoots me in the stomach. Oh, is this a cutscene? Did I win? No, dead. Okay, let me try that again. Crawl up, go to knife him, I knife him in the knee, doesn't work, shoots me, dead. Is there a door? Is there a lever? Is there a button? What do I do? So I'm crawling, and it turns out once you stay prone, you have to go close enough to the guy's calf, and then it gives you the R3 or the right stick thing, tap it, and then you go into a little animation, and you stab the guy. But I'm thinking, I said, well, again, I died like 8 times, not because I was stupid, but because the mission prior to that was like, okay, do what you want, you know, execute them however. And then for that last part, I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk up, and then boom. But it turns out you had to be close enough to get the prompt. And that really took you out of it. Because there are some missions in this game where, again, you have free reign. You can do whatever you want, execute them however. Right? And then the last one, you have to be told what to do. But the problem is, you don't know when you're going to be told what to do. You know, there's certain things that are common sense. You know, don't say 1 now with the bomb disactivating. Don't, you know, don't have a glitch tripwire. Don't have me save right next to where I'm going to die right after, you know. Same thing. Don't let me crawl and act all badass, and I'm going to get the guy and save the day, and it turns out, no, you have to wait for a prompt, and then it goes into a little cutscene. So again, there are some moments in here that are really great, and I'd say every single mission I had a lot of fun doing. But there were certain moments in certain missions where I felt very frustrated, not because of my gameplay, or how I played, but because of how the game was designed, to let you know, okay, now you have, you know, like I said, free reign to do whatever, and then sometimes it's, okay, follow this guy, and it's very, you know, linear with regard to how you accomplish tasks. So, again, it is negative for sure, and but overall, I played Call of Duty Black Ops 1, 2, 3, Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, Modern Warfare 2019, World War II, and I believe that's it. Black Ops 4 does not have one. So, overall, Modern Warfare 2019, this one that I'm reviewing here, is my second favorite. My first favorite is Advanced Warfare. I thought Advanced Warfare had everything done correctly. I didn't get frustrated. It wasn't hand-holding. It told you what to do when it was necessary. And, of course, you had free reign when it was also necessary. So, I believe that Sledgehammer Games killed it with Advanced Warfare. It's my favorite. It has the best action, best characters, in my opinion. My second favorite is Modern Warfare 2019. I really, really love this, though. Even though there were some gameplay issues, where, you know, you'd expect to do something and then it says, nope, screw you, or some glitches with doors opening and all that. It wasn't really a big deal, but again, the problem when you play a COD campaign is that you get so invested in it. You know, this shit is cool, right? And then you go and you die, and you're like, it takes you out of it, you know? Because by the 8th time you're dead because of either a glitch or some idiot programmer who didn't know what to do in Infinity War, you're like, well, this isn't fun anymore, you know? It's just, I don't care about this, whatever, hit the button, you know? So that's my full review of the campaign. Again, there were some negatives in there, but really the strengths do outweigh the negatives. It looks great, it plays great, sound is great, the bullets have great punch, there's a lot of great mechanics. There's certain stealth elements where you're playing as a little girl. Again, I'm not going to get into too many specifics for spoilers, but you're playing as certain characters, and you're doing these things, and it looks so much fun. It's definitely the most diverse COD campaign, too. That's a big plus. There's a lot of different things you're doing, you know, different stealth sequences. And World War II had a stealth sequence, but I thought that was done terribly. This one does stealth correctly, and I really love it. So please tell me in the comments what you thought about COD Modern Warfare, the campaign. Please avoid spoilers in the comments. And again, I'm going to give it from a campaign from a 0 to a 10. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Again, I love it so much, and I can't wait to replay it with my friends and by myself, whatever. It's just certain elements really do bog it down to be perfect with some game mechanics. So again, that's my full review on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the campaign. Please tell me what you thought. Again, avoiding spoilers. Next time I review something about this game will be Spec Ops, and that'll be it. So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I love it. I cannot wait to do it more in the future, and I can't wait for COD 2020. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.